Okay, happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to our weekly team call. I can't believe we are almost done with July. This is officially the second half of the year and a time to really just take off. And after Summit and after like all the exciting announcements that were talked about last week, there's really like no reason why we can't rock the second half of the year. And the first half of the year was like a wash for me. I feel like it was a wash for a lot of people. Amy kind of felt that way. Like a lot of people felt that way. And while for me personally, the second half of the year will have a lot more challenges, it just makes me a lot like hungrier and realize, well, we still have closer to like a little over 5 months left. Like it's still so much time and so much potential to really rock the end of the year. And what is crazy is I was just watching a friend's story today who is a 5-star elite coach on Set Your Soul on Fire, Danny Hopkins, who's a dear friend. And she was on a leadership call with some other elite coaches. And one of the coaches signed up as a new coach last year and went from, or this year, I think it was this year or in the last year, in the last 12 months, she went from coach to now she just went 10-star within 12 months. So like it just shows you what the heck is possible within a short amount of time. Like everybody runs their business differently and everybody, like, I really encourage you guys not to compare yourself to other people. And that's something I've always had a hard time doing because we see everybody with these accolades or, you know, everybody's life is different. And at the end of the day, only you can be 100% real with yourself, and you're the only person who knows what kind of work you're putting in, knows how you're showing up. But like, don't compare your chapter 1 or chapter 2 or chapter 3 to somebody else's chapter 10 in this business, like, or even the beginning, because you never know what kind of hustle. Like it's easy to look and be like, oh, well, they have a better Instagram following than me, so it's easier for them. Or, oh, they're, you know, stay-at-home moms, so they have more time. Or, oh, you know, like whatever excuse that, like we've all come up with it. I've done it too. Like, oh, this person has a better social media following, or, oh, they have like, they went to college and they have a better network of people to like recruit or sign up. It's so easy to come up with those things. But instead of doing that, I know for me, what I like to do if I start to feel that comparison or like jealousy or creeping in, I like to congratulate that person, whoever I'm feeling envious of. I like to say, I am really glad for their success. And the great thing is there's more room for my success. And that's the cool thing with this business. And I just want to like reiterate that before diving into this call, because I know coming out of Summit, sometimes you can feel like envious of hearing all these success stories and seeing where everybody else is at. And maybe you're beating yourself up because you're not where you want to be, or wherever you are, whether you're just starting out or you've been doing this for a couple years or a year, or 6 months or 3 months. Like it's easy to compare yourself. But the cool thing is that your success in this business is a direct reflection of how many lives you personally change and how hard you work. And that there's no, unlike so many other jobs, like everybody can be successful. Just because this other person is as successful doesn't mean you can't be just as successful, if not more successful. And so I just wanted to kind of throw out those encouraging words, because I know I was talking to some coaches after Summit and they were feeling a little bit discouraged because it was like their second Summit or their third Summit and they weren't where they wanted to be, and they saw these other people. And it's okay to feel that way, but like it just doesn't do you any good. So that's how I look at it, as I'm like, okay, that feeling's kind of shitty and I don't want to keep feeling that way. You know, I'm going to recognize my story and my journey, and whatever your journey looks like is completely okay and completely up for change at any time. Like it's your story. You can rewrite it and you can throw in a plot twist at any given time. So that's what the second half of this year is for me, like a plot twist. I'm like, okay, the first half a wash, but the second half I'm ready to like come back on fire. And with Morning Meltdown 100, like there's just the potential is so infinitely high. And we've talked about this on previous team calls. But I hope you guys really get into this launch and behind this launch 100%, because what's cool is people who create transformations with this, they're committing to this for 100 days with you. So that means that they're going to fall in love with the performance line with Shakeology. They're going to get amazing results over 100 days. It's not like 21 days and done, 30 days and done. It's 100 days. And the change and transformation that will really happen within that time is incredible. And so these people will be your rock star coaches. So make sure to nurture them, make sure to love on them, make sure to really like be in this with them, and get excited about the potential that can come out of all these transformations. And also your transformation with this too. Like, it's your job to get an amazing transformation. And I literally have the most FOMO because I can't work out right now and I won't be able to work out. I mean, we'll see if I get to work out again before this baby comes, but then I have 6 weeks and then I will eventually be starting Morning Meltdown 100, but then the work is coming out. So I get to watch all you guys and have FOMO of you guys getting amazing results. So work out for me, please. Get results for me because I can't for the time being. But yeah, I will know. Thank you, Rachel. I know that like eventually I'm going to have a good transformation. Like I'll just be more motivated to make it happen. But just like get really excited with that. So that being said, we have 8 days left in this month. And this week we have our 3-day Become a Coach workshop or like Side Hustle to Success workshop. Amber and I call it something different every month. But it is kicking off tomorrow. So it's a 3-day inside look at coaching. So anybody who you've talked to about coaching, anybody who you think would be a great coach, make sure you add them or invite them to this group. Always add people or always invite people, get their verbal consent before adding them. Don't you hate being added to random groups? Now that I've like announced my pregnancy, I've been added. I thought before being added to groups was obnoxious, but now since being pregnant, I get added to fucking 5 groups a day. And I'm like, I don't need all these groups. I have enough business groups. But so ask for people's consent. Consent is important in all stages. But before adding them, and also participate in the group. So starting tomorrow, Amber and I will be going live. A few of you guys also share your stories throughout the group. One thing I want to be better about, and I think Amber and I say this every month, but like using the story feature in the group is really fun. And it's a fun way to show people behind the scenes of like your day-to-day life, if you work or go to school or whatever your day looks like, just how you're fitting coaching into your life. And then also, if you had people in the group last month or the month before, re-engage with those people, re-tag them in the videos. And also for each video, each topic, because there's topics different days talking about the different things that we do and how to earn, etc. Make sure you're engaging them in the videos and commenting on them and hyping it up, because one thing to remember about these groups is the more excited we are and the more community we show, that's what they'll feel. And that's what we want people to feel. We want them to be excited. We want them to feel that hype and that love and that welcomingness that is our team. So we're excited about that kicking off tomorrow. And also it's Super Saturday weekend, which is really exciting. I'm attending one in Portland. Who else is attending a Super Saturday or Sunday, or some places it's Friday? Any Super Weekenders? If you can, I would encourage going. Amanda, I'll see you on Saturday. Just because it's fun. And this one is different too, where this one I think is more of a business opportunity meeting. So they'll talk about like announcements like they do it every Super Saturday. It'll be kind of like a summit recap too. But then they'll also do a business opportunity part of this. So if you can bring somebody who maybe is interested in coaching, it's just a fun way to show people the community and what we're a part of. And I just love events, and I had the worst FOMO with everybody at Summit. It was my first Summit I've missed, and this would have been my 6th Summit. So whatever, but I've never missed a Super Saturday. And so I'm going to that, and I'm really excited. And most places, since it is more of a business opportunity, like you have your tickets, and then like there's customer tickets or like non-coach tickets, and they're a lot cheaper. But anyways, it's just a fun event to get to, and again, show community and hype that up. But what I really wanted to encourage everybody is raise your hand if you've used your promo codes yet. One, all of them. So, you guys, they're only good. So new coaches, I believe, have them for 30 days. So I don't know how new, if some people are brand new. But you have them for the first 30 days of your business, which is really cool. And I'm really excited about that too. So for any new coaches who you sign up this month and like moving forward, they get those, promo codes to help people get started, and that's $10 off. And I think that's really awesome that Beachbody is just making it even easier to help our new coaches get started strong. But what was cool is they did it for all active coaches. You got 3. If you haven't checked your email, they're in your email. And if you have a spouse account that was active, like I think now, because I had my mom's account too. So I have 4. I have 3 left because I used 3 and I have 3. But it's just, don't forget about that, because I almost forgot that I had some under my mom's account until I checked her email. I was like, oh, she got some too. She got 3 too. So the cool thing about that is they last till the end of the month. So anybody who I've ever talked to, anybody who's ever had a price objection, right now, Morning Meltdown packs are on sale through the end of the month. So they get an extra $10 off, which is amazing. But what I'm doing, and I got this from Amy, is I'm giving people 24 hours to use them. So I'm giving them 24 hours. And if they don't use them within the 24 hours, and I just tell them, okay, well, you weren't, you didn't jump the gun. And I want to help you get started, but this promo code is going to somebody else who is going to use it. And I'm also encouraging everybody with them, I'm saying if you sign up as a coach, you get an additional $10 off and you get to use this promo code. So I'm following those coach scripts that we've talked about so many times lately from one of the Set Your Soul on Fire coaches. And it just encourages people signing up as a coach for the discount. But then I'm also adding in, you get a $10 off promo code if you sign up as a coach, if you're one of the first now 3 people to sign up as a coach. So I'm encouraging that. And again, it's just like a preferred customer thing. And they get that too. So, I have a couple girls also who I re-engaged with Morning Meltdown 100, or people who haven't been coaches they were coaches. They were kind of working and then they ended up quitting, but who are now re-signing up for the discount to be a part of Morning Meltdown 100. And it's just really easy to get people re-engaged with this too. Katie, are you using the 3-step script from Amy? I am, but I also added in this other script that I think I sent you. I know I sent it to Eden, and I know we've talked about it in the team pages and on the team calls, but it's from Margie Buckner, I think her name is. And it's just, I'm trying to find it. I know Amanda's been using it, right? And Mary, have you been using it? I know there have. Yeah, I know some people have had a lot of success with it. Era's been using them, right? And that's worked really, really well for you. So, and they're really simple. It just is, again, changing the wording from signing up as a coach it just talks about the discount and what they gain with that and how they don't have to do anything. It takes all the stress off them. And it's just really funny when you put the word discount coach and people are like, coach, they freak out. I feel like they're like, what do I have to do? I'm like, you literally don't have to do anything. I do all the coaching, right? Mary, your face. But it's so true. People are like, even girls who have been on the team before, who I'm encouraging them to re-sign up as discount coaches for Morning Meltdown 100 because they all get the performance line. And I'm like, dude, you'll save $20 a month, even with the coach discount, because you get the performance stack. No duh, you should do this. They're like, but I'm not ready to coach. I'm like, I'm not asking you to. You've been on the team before or you've done nothing before. I'm not asking you to do anything. I just want you to commit to the program. And again, I think this is the best way to do it. So that's just what I'm encouraging and how I'm doing it. And also it's a great way to get coach enrollments. And I know a lot of you guys have Diamond as a goal for this year. Anybody who's pushing for Diamond for the Set Your Soul on Fire Utah retreat? I see them all coming in too. Yay! So I think everybody. So the thing is, you have to be Diamond by December 5th in order to qualify for that, for the trip, I know Amber and I are both pushing for elite again this year. And if you guys know what that is, it means as a team, Amber and I each need at least 5 personally sponsored diamond along with leadership development points. But if you guys want to help the team as a whole and towards that goal and also earn the Utah retreat, the final day to qualify as a team or to go into 5-star qualification. And I would do this anyways, just because if you guys want to lock in diamond by December 5th, I would say lock it in. Like, I would set that date 2 weeks earlier, because then it gives you a leeway room anyways. But for our teams, in order to end the year elite, which is like our ultimate goal, because we want to see you guys step up into leadership roles. We want to see your income increase. We want to see you guys really just thrive and become leaders, and we just want to see the team explode this year. And having that recognition not only means like we're changing a lot of lives, but the ripple effect happening within the team is huge. So in order to qualify for that goal, we have to start 5-star qualification, Amber and I separately, by the way, no later than November 21st. So everybody writing down December 5th for the Utah Diamond Retreat. If you want to really help the team also hit elite, I would move that date back 2 weeks. And that also gives you like crunch time. And that's how I've always done it anyways with goals, especially when there's like a deadline. When I was earning my first diamond retreat, Amy told me whatever day, and I set it for 2 weeks before then, just because, you know, like it just helps your brain make it happen. And it's easier to like have wiggle room. So let's say you get really close, but you're not there. Like, you still have 2 weeks to make it happen to earn Utah. And that trip's going to be so fun, because this is the first time, Mary, you're cracking me. But like, it's just going to be a really fun trip. And if you guys, for those of you who haven't been on retreats, which I don't think anybody has, they're so fun, and you'll get to learn more from Amy and connect more with other leaders. And it's just going to be really fun. And I will probably have a very small baby with me too, because I don't think he's going to leave my side. But I am determined, since I missed Summit and I won't be able to go on the Success Club trip because he'll be under 6 months old, that I will also be bringing him, just because I'm going to do it by myself anyways. So I will have a very small baby. But I'm excited. And it would be so cool as a team to have at least like 10 of you guys there with like Amber and I, because I've taken Amber on we went to Puerto Rico and I got to take her on that trip. And Amy had a team leader retreat a few years ago. And then my first diamond retreat was in Costa Rica. So it's really cool. Like, these retreats are so fun. And it's cool that, I got to take Amber to Puerto Rico a few years ago, but like ever since then, we've been talking about wanting to have a retreat. And like, this is like the first step. And hopefully next year we can do like an Emerald retreat, like Carly Lindor talked about in like the Set Your Soul on Fire Summit. And then we can do at the end of the year, maybe like our own team diamond retreat, which would be really exciting. But I just want to see like the team explode, and I want to be able to bond with you guys, and it'll be cool because we'll get to go to corporate in Utah. And just, there's nothing like that. There's nothing like those retreats and that time that you get to spend. And it also, you get to share about it on your social media. And it's just really freaking fun. And so I want to also encourage you guys, not just setting up like diamond as the goal, but if that is your goal, breaking that up by months. So it's almost August. So with this, I would set a goal of this month, because we still have the sneak peek happening. You still have those promo codes. Like, if you haven't recruited coaches yet, I would set that goal at like 3 this month. It'd be like my 3 promo codes I'm going to sign up 3 coaches with, and make that your minimum. Because if you're recruiting 3 coaches a month, 1, you're going to get to diamond very quickly. 2, once you get to diamond, it's really important to make it solid, because the biggest thing that happens, and what I've seen happen for coaches, is that they get to diamond and then they're like, oh, I did it. And then they stop, and then they lose it within a week or 2, because the thing is, you need to continuously have those 8 active coaches, and oh my God, my bangs are driving me nuts. And 2 emeralds. I'm like a hot mess, you guys. I apologize, pregnancy brain and everything. But so you need at least 2 emeralds, one of which I would control. So everybody on this call who's pushing for diamond this year and for this Utah retreat, which should be everyone because it'll be really fun. I know there's a couple of people also pregnant and going to have babies. I know Carly is due in December, and so there's other, and Cassie's due in August, like a week before me, and I think there's somebody else who's pregnant too, and I'm brain dead. Can't think about it. But like, where was I going with this? It's really important to make it solid. So not only to have the 8 active coaches, but once you have diamond, continue to like make it solid. And so what I mean by solid is I think having at least 14 active coaches is like solid. And this can be discount coaches. And that's why it's really important to add at least 3 a month, because if you're not adding at least 3 coaches a month to your business, you're not like replacing fast enough. Because one thing that you'll realize in this business is like every 6 months or so, you basically are rebuilding your team. People disappear on you. People, like, I've literally had best friends sign up and then ghost me and like go MIA. People who I thought would rock the business. I've had coaches sign up who were so excited, so gung-ho, hit like SC 10 in their first month and then go MIA. People, you know, who are, I've had coaches who, I had a girl go diamond in like 3 months and then she quit. So like, it's really important to continue to grow and not just hold on to hopes because you have a friend sign up or you have one girl who's signed up who's really like into it and really gung-ho. One thing I remember Amy told me last year is she's like, you get too excited about people too quickly. And like, she's like, you get like a boner for somebody before you should. Like, you need to stop. So that was like a hard and like fast rule that I'm like, as excited as I get for people and as much as I want to believe in people to run with this and like really go for it, they need to prove that they're going to stick around and they need to prove to that. So even when people sign up and they're like such believers in the product and they love coaching and they're so excited and they're kicking ass, I still keep recruiting. I still am just like, my team's not solid. I pretend that everybody's going to disappear on me just to keep going, because I've built my team on sand before accidentally, or I've been there where like I had people who I thought would be in this with me forever and none of them are around anymore. And it sucks and it's like devastating, but like seeing your rank drop or like seeing your team fall apart because you stopped working because you thought you were working with people who were going to stick around sucks even worse. So like, don't make the mistake that I've made. Like, keep recruiting at least 3 coaches a month, because then you're not just in like replacement mode, you're in growth mode. So that's why Hitting Success Club and recruiting additional coaches every month, because people are going to quit. People are going to ghost you. People can be friends or family and ghost you. Like, the weirdest things happen in this business sometimes. I have no idea what brings out the weirdness in people, but it happens. And then so you want to control at least 1 emerald, because during that hold period where you want to hold your diamond for at least 6 weeks, that gives people time to lose their emerald. And so you want like at least 2 solid emeralds. And so a solid emerald for me is a coach with 4 active coaches, at least 4 active coaches. And again, having a count you can control, whether it's a sister, a mom, a cousin, like whoever it is, a friend. And I mean, be careful with compliance with those things, because there's a U+2 rule, and it can be you or a parent or a significant other or a child who has 18 or over. That can be on your card with that. But you can still send people up. Like, I've done it with my mom, under my mom or under my ex-boyfriend. But it just is helpful. And then when you're like solid, you don't have to stress about watching your rank. Like, I would still check your rank every week. One thing that you want to get in the habit of now is like checking your downline, and seeing who's going inactive, who's blinking inactive, making sure you're in contact with people so that doesn't like surprise you that on Thursday you wake up, if you were emerald and you go to coach, or you go diamond and you lose an active coach and you go ruby. So it's just important to get in the habit of checking that now. But it would be really fun to have the whole team, or not the whole team, but at least like 10 of us at that Utah retreat, just for the bonding and for the recognition and everything that brings you guys. Because I know a lot of you guys are motivated by income too. And the volume that happens when your team starts to hit diamond, like that growth just continues to grow. Those team cycle bonuses go up because instead of making a $14 team cycle bonus, you're making an $18 team cycle bonus. And that's where the residual income will come from long term. And also with all of the people who are doing Morning Meltdown with you, if they're signing up as discount coaches, they're going to stay active because it's a 100-day program. So like continuing to get people going. And the really cool thing is, even if they're just doing it for the discount and they want to commit to like fitness for the rest of this year, which I would encourage people to do, start talking about how now for the last 6 months of the year, you already have a plan for your fitness. We're doing Morning Meltdown 100 and then the work comes out. And then in December or January, the bar program comes out, which I wouldn't talk about the work yet, or I wouldn't talk about the bar program yet. I would just say I have a plan with these programs coming out and we're starting now and we're getting now. But then even if these people are signing up for the discount, they're going to stay on Shakeology. They're going to be people who provide volume and income for you guys, which is ultimately what we want, and also to get people results. One thing I would also love to see as a team is more people entering the Beachbody Challenge, because that's really motivating to me from seeing those stories on there. But yeah, thinking about that, thinking about like how you're starting the people that you're starting now, like having a conversation with your wellness group about this being like an end of year thing that we're working towards. We're going to do this 100-day program. Then we've got like a 6-week program, and then you can repeat it and like really focus on an end of year plan for your fitness. That's what I'm talking about. I'm like, I may not be able to work out right now, but I have a plan for postpartum that'll take me through the end of the year and into the new year. And like a lot of people don't think that far in advance. And that's because we're creating like a lifestyle, and that's what we get to lead with. So really, and I mean, you have 7 days left to hit Success Club. And I really want to, or actually 8 days, because there's 31 days this month. I just really want to encourage you guys. Those promo codes are gold. You have 3 of them. That's your incentive that you can offer to the next 3 people. And I would actually say, like, give somebody 24 hours to use them if they're interested. But also, like, say that you're ending your enrollment for your groups. I don't know what day your MM100 group starts, whether it's the 29th, next Monday, or August 5th. But just giving yourself plenty of time to fill that up, and also plenty of time to hit Success Club. Don't say you have till the 31st to join my group. Say you have till the 29th, because then you're giving yourself leeway. You're not like shooting yourself in the foot. So I just kind of wanted to open it up after this and talk and brainstorm.
Hi, I'm ready to share. Okay. So I'm just curious, and maybe you guys can, by show of hands, if you're visible to the screen. I know we have some people that have been very successful with Morning Meltdown 100 coming out. Who all so far, I guess, is primarily seeing most of their activity around Morning Meltdown? Okay. So I guess I want to speak to anyone that isn't necessarily seeing that success, because Era and I were talking about this. We had our success partner call about an hour or so before this call. And I guess what I want to kind of talk to is the people that aren't really getting people that feel confident going into a 100-day program. Because that is, for a lot of people, while I fully agree with getting behind launches and all of that stuff, it's not necessarily going to be the program for everybody. It's not going to be something that some people are going to be like, I'm all in for 100 days right off the bat. So I think it is important to kind of remember, because I didn't even know until I just went and looked, that the 21-day fix and 21-day fix real time are currently also on sale, still $20 off. So they would get, I think, to use that $10 off coupon on those as well. because I think that there is still definitely value in if someone isn't, I've only really had success with my coaches wanting to do Morning Meltdown 100 thus far. People that aren't looking at coaching right now, or just initially wanting to just look at doing something to start their health journey, they're not necessarily biting for Morning Meltdown 100. So I think that it's not too late to still say, okay, this is what I'm going to be doing. And if you get into my challenge group, this is what you're going to see me doing. But I want you to feel empowered and encouraged to do something that maybe isn't the exact same program that I'm doing, but we'll do it side by side. So I think that that's something that kind of tends to get lost a lot when we're having product launches, is that 21 Day Fix is still an invaluable tool. And it really, if someone can complete 21 days, that's a fifth of Morning Meltdown 100. So it helps build that discipline and that consistency that maybe, like Erin and I were talking, there's a second wave. They're not just doing one coach group. There's going to be a whole second wave of that for Morning Meltdown 100. So if you are having any trouble getting someone to do Morning Meltdown, just don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. That's an old wives thing, which is funny because baby's in bathwater and Kate's having a baby. But I think it is something to keep in mind that we do also have, that one is not going to be all BOD. They don't get the whole BOD thing, but I'm pretty sure that would be an easy sell once someone really wants to go ahead and have access to the other programs. Plus they get the containers in the real time 21 Day Fix and 21 Day Fix Extreme pack, which, you know, right now, if they get Morning Meltdown, you have to add the containers in. So, I mean, there's definitely some give and take with that. So I didn't even know that those were going to be about the same price as Morning Meltdown 100. And I want that to be something that everyone kind of keeps at the back of their mind. Because I know that there are some people that aren't, even got coaches that aren't really wanting to do Morning Meltdown 100 for a variety of reasons. And that's okay. And I think that we want to get excited for product launches, but at the same time, it's not all or nothing. You don't have to always do every single one. And I think that there's definitely room for us to continue to grow our teams and not necessarily happy to do it with the exact same program all the time. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And I want to add to that. So I think as a coach, it's really important to get behind the launches. Like if you really want to grow your business and be successful, just because that's what successful coaches do. That's something Amy taught me. And that's something, however, I do think you have to, obviously, like I'm behind it, but I can only be behind it so much right now. I can't do all the workouts. I can't. So I'm talking about it and I'm encouraging it. And I'm talking about this 100 Days of Fitness group. However, if I'm talking to somebody about their goals and there's somebody who quits on themselves a lot, and there's somebody who just feels like they need a win first, sure, I'm going to say, based off of your fitness level, based off of where you're starting and what you're telling me, I want to start you with this first. Or somebody comes to me and their just nutrition is a wreck, and they've been doing workouts off and on, but they're really struggling and they feel like they need a cleanse. And we were talking about fitness. I'm going to recommend them starting with Ultimate Reset. And then I think it's really important. And what Mary said is thinking about the customer's needs first. We're going to have multiple Morning Meltdown 100 groups, and obviously thinking about their needs, but I'm also, for the people who, depending on where they're at, I'm still, for the most part, getting them started with Morning Meltdown so they have that access before, because it doesn't come on BOD till April, March, not until spring or something, right?
October 1st.
October. I'm wait, okay, I'm off. I don't know what month it is. But it doesn't come on BOD for a while. And so that's where I'm getting people started. So I'm okay, let's get you this win and then we can continue, because I just like to encourage people continuing and people keep going and setting them up with a plan. So, and this is what I did even before Morning Meltdown came out is I'm like, okay, let's get you started with the 21-day fix. And after that, we're going to reassess and figure out a next plan. I'm recommending these 3 programs. We're starting you with this one, and then you can continue and graduate on to the next one. So, and the cool thing with Morning Meltdown too, that I want to add, and that I'm telling people who do feel intimidated, I'm like, it's 100 days, but that doesn't mean you have to complete it in 100 days. Like, no matter how many times you start or like pick back up, that's totally acceptable. It's just that you are committing to yourself. But I totally agree and know that like if somebody is completely intimidated or if it's not a good fit for them, then get them started with something else. But also encouraging people to believe in themselves and also like commit to themselves and know what they're capable of. But I do think as coaches, we should get behind launches just because that's ultimately where a lot of like success comes from. And our team as Team Set Your Soul on Fire does launches really well. Like if you ask other teams in the network, I've had coaches come up to me like, oh, you're on Amy Silverman's team. Her team always rocks launches. And like, that's something that, she's known for, and a lot of like the top coaches who follow stuff. And that's not your goal. And that's not where you like want to be ultimately. And like, I'm not saying you have to want to be a top coach to like rock launches or any of that stuff, but I just think that in general is just an important thing to get behind, because even if a program isn't for you, and obviously this depends on your coach's goals too. Like Mary, you said not all your coaches are behind it. And it's just like, for me, if somebody wants to work their business and like really run with it, I get behind all the launches and all the things that come out, because even if it's not for me, I'm going to product test it because it might be for somebody else. Like I use Country Heat as an example with, I don't know who's been along long enough to remember Country Heat. Amanda, I think you were around for Country Heat. You were around for that summit? No, I thought you were. No? Okay. So it might just be me on here who've been around for Country Heat. I am not a country music fan. I am not a country music fan at all. And I cannot dance worth anything. Actually, it's really funny because Facebook on this day, like Summit has been around this time every year the past few years. And Facebook on this day is reminding me of 2 Summit launches, which was Size and Country Heat. And it's showing me all these ridiculous dancing videos that are popping up. And I look ridiculous. I look completely ridiculous. I have very bad hand-eye coordination. I am a clumsy person and I'm just like trying to look cool. I don't look cool. I look ridiculous. They're coming up on my Facebook memories and I'm just like, wow, I look real cool. But I just got behind like, no matter if I'm feeling it 100% or not, my point of view, and this is something that I learned from Amy, was like, even if it's not for me, that, Katie, you want to see this move? Even if it's not for me, it could be for somebody else. And so that's my opinion going into programs, so that like, and that's also ultimately why I did the Ultimate Reset, which Amy begged me to do for like 3 years. And I told her, no, because I didn't want to be vegan for 3 weeks. Because I've been paleo for however many years. And I was like, I can't be plant-based for 3 weeks. And I ended up doing that. And it was so good for my body, even though I was so like anti it because it's not my thing. But the thing is, I just like to try everything because I was able to help other people get started with that. And then I can speak to my experience with that. So like, no matter where somebody's starting, you can have that like experience to give them. And share about it too. Because while I hated posting those Size videos and those Country Heat videos, and I will try to find them and maybe tag you guys or share them to the team page or something, so you guys can see how ridiculous I look. Like I didn't enjoy, like I would laugh at myself. I would literally have to get through it. I got good results and I got to have other people who were really into hip hop or really into country music. Like I had good success getting other people started for those launches. I never did the program again. Occasionally, Amy, at a retreat, Amy will make you do Size, just forewarning you for Utah. Like, she always makes people do Size. Yeah. Why, Rachel, I was dressing up in country gear to do my thing. I don't know why. I would like go behind it. I looked ridiculous. I would wear shorts and I would tie a flannel. You guys, I got really into because I'm like, if I'm going to go for it, I just go for it. That's funny that you remember that. But like, I just, I get behind it and I have fun with it, even if it's not for me, because I think of how I can help somebody else with it. And normally I do. And normally other people have fun with it. And then I can speak to that experience. But that's just been how I've run my business for the past 5 years, because that's what Amy taught me. And that's really worked for me, because even if, again, I'll never do those like I doubt I'll do those. I won't say I'll never do them, because Lord knows whatever will happen. But, and like I said, every time a retreat happens, Amy makes you do like group size. And I'm always like hiding in the back because I look ridiculous and everybody else looks cool dancing and I don't look cool. But it's just, obviously, first and foremost, think about your customers' needs. Think about your needs. And like if, for instance, like Amanda Rakowski has thyroid issues, or what is it? Not thyroid issues. What is it? Something where her immune system, not her immune system, her body, her hormones, I'm like just really struggling to remember, pregnancy brain. But for some reason, high impact workouts and like HIIT workouts, she couldn't do them. I can't remember. Does anybody know something that affects, this is going to drive me crazy. I'm going to remember it like midnight.
That typically sounds like a hormone imbalance issue.
Yeah, it was a hormone imbalance, but it's specifically called something. And I can't. What?
Is it lupus?
No, I'm going to stalk her.
She's an autoimmune disorder.
It's what? Did somebody just say it?
It's adrenal fatigue.
Adrenal fatigue, yes. Adrenal fatigue. Okay. So Amanda had adrenal fatigue. And while she was nursing that, she literally had, thank you. She literally couldn't do high impact workouts. She had to do slow. She had to do yoga. She had to do whatever. So it's like thinking about those needs, obviously your health and like your fitness, and you know that. But while still promoting, I think you can do both is what I'm trying to say. Like you can be behind a launch and also like take care of yourself. If you're like not in a place, obviously I can't work out. I'm talking about my nutrition. I'm talking about other things. I haven't even done the best job doing that, but I'm still doing my best to share about it. And just share what you can, I think is important. But I do like that perspective a lot, Mary. I'm really cracking up, Rachel, that you remember me dressing up in country gear. Yeah, special times. Very few times in my life will I dress up like that. But to do to country heat, I was just going all in. I was seeing other coaches do it and I was trying to do it. Actually, one of my good friends who is now an elite coach this year, she'll be elite this year, she was really funny and she despises country music too. So she would turn off the music and then turn on like rap music and do country heat to like rap music. So everybody finds different ways to make things work for them. So, yeah. Yeah, that's how I like try to wear joggers when Jericho wears joggers. Yeah. And I think that's what we do. Like looking back, like we all try to follow like the trainers and do whatever the trainers do or look as cool as they look. I never look as cool as they look. I always look really goofy or I think I look cool in the moment. And now looking back at these memories, I'm just like bad. Anyways, anybody else have anything they want to share or talk about? A few more minutes left. Anybody feeling really good about this month? No? You're not feeling good about this month? Shelby, you're feeling good about this month? I'm seeing head nodding. Yay, congratulations, early congratulations. I think I saw Amber pre-shout you out today on Instagram that you were doing big things. And that's exciting. I figured it was Emerald based off of her green text that she put in that. That's exciting. But the cool thing is if you're not having a great month yet, you can change that at any time. Like you can change that perspective. You can change like what you're doing. You can change the momentum. We still have 8 days. Like I saw somebody be like, there's not enough time left this month to hit Success Club. And then it was actually an Amy's personally sponsored coach group. She's like, I don't think I'm going to hit it this month. And Amy was like, and everybody in the group was like, you still have 8 days. Plenty of time. I pulled out Success Club in 24 hours, which sucks. But, you know. And again, a Success Club isn't the end all be all of your business. If you can't get somebody who started with the challenge pack, if they can't afford it, get started with a year of BOD. If they can't afford that quarterly BOD, like there are other ways to create volume and commission. But I think Success Club is a good base to build with your business, because that does mean residual income. That does mean with these promo codes, like the recognition piece, it's like finding what motivates you. For me, if I just think about Success Club points, that doesn't motivate me. I have to think about the people that I'm helping. And I go even like a step further in my mind and think about the transformation that they're creating. And like what I think about what this can do for them. If I'm having a hard day where I feel down about it, if I'm hearing a lot of no's when I'm inviting, or if I'm just feeling really discouraged, I like to think about the wins that I've seen and how Beachbody has changed my life and the transformation that I've seen with the programs. And that's how I'm offering it to other people. And I think about the challengers that I've seen. Even if you're like, okay, maybe I don't have a transformation yet, or I haven't had a challenger had this amazing transformation yet. Look in Team Set Your Soul on Fire. Look in these team pages and see the transformations that have happened within the team. And that is what I hold on to. And the days where I feel discouraged, or the months where I feel discouraged. And there's been a lot of those months this year, just because my business didn't work out the way I wanted to. But that was also because life hit me with like a bat, and I was struggling, and I wasn't as consistent with my social media. I wasn't as consistent with my inviting, and that was just on me. But instead of like continuing to beat myself up and say, I'm really bummed out that I didn't hit this milestone this month, or this didn't happen, I just instead go back to like the basics. And I also just think about how Beachbody's changed my life. And again, when you're talking about, hopefully if like you haven't invited to the coach workshop that kicks off tomorrow, and I haven't been the best about inviting it. I invited everybody previously who has like filled out my coach form, and I'm sending out a newsletter, but I haven't like been the best about talking about it. I'm going to talk about it tonight on my stories, and I'm going to do a post tomorrow and the next couple days. But like, I just go back to like the common thread of, I think about 10 ways coaching has changed my life. And that gives me 10 different things to talk about. And even the littlest things, you guys, and you can even do this with not even just coaching, but with like your challenge groups. And when you're talking about that, like 10 ways that these programs have changed your life. Maybe you're eating better, your digestive system is so much better, you're feeling better, you have more energy. For me, I was like really sluggish and tired, and like my digestion was like, I didn't poop regularly, you know, and that's a really important thing to me. That means when you poop regularly, it means you're healthy. So like talking about like even the little things, like finding, you know, not quitting on yourself, or like what coaching and what these challenge groups have given to you, like those are the things to share about. I remember one thing that like truly got a lot of people, when a couple times when I've talked about it, is like having a picture taken of me that I didn't automatically want to delete. Because I know, and I think it's like a girl thing too, but I'm sure guys struggle with this, but like when somebody takes your picture, and anybody else can relate to this feeling, is like automatically like wanting to see the picture and then delete it. I don't know if that's just me, but that was like having a picture taken of me where I didn't want to automatically like cringe or like delete it. Like that was a big non-scale victory for me. And it seemed really small, but that was really relatable to a lot of people. So like those things that you may think are too small to share, there's no win too small, because the reality is if you're feeling that way, somebody else is going to feel that way too. And a lot of the times we think we have to focus on these big wins or these big transformations, but it's really the little things that connect with other people. So that's what I would focus on the end of this month, is like, if you like writing out a list of like 10 ways coaching has changed your life, and 10 ways challenge groups have changed your life, and like these programs have changed your life, and your superfoods have changed your life, and the meal plans. And then each day sharing about that. Be like, you know, we have 8 days left this month, and I really want to show you guys, like, I really want to say like each day I really want to feature just different ways that what I'm doing has changed my life, in hopes that I encourage you, or talk about like excuses that you've had that you've overcome, because those are ways to connect with people. and like to build that rapport with people. And because sometimes I think we get so far into this and we're so excited we forget that we once had those excuses, we once had those holdups, we once had those small things that now are those big things that now seem so small that are wins for us. Those are the things that can relate to people. And those, I mean, when I first got started, I really wanted to be part of Set Your Soul on Fire because I wanted that community. Like, I didn't know what SYSOF was, but I like really wanted that inspiring community. And so that was a big reason that I got started, because I was like needing that. So like even something like that it may seem little to share, but you never know where somebody's at and what somebody needs to hear. I also think about what I needed to hear to get started too, and where I needed to be. Like, if you're feeling discouraged, think about how your coach recruited you, whether it was to a challenge group, whether it was to coaching right away. Like, think about what you needed to hear and maybe share that, and think about where you were when you started. And those are just a few like touch points, connective points, I think, that are good to remember. And also to believe in yourself and give yourself freaking credit. You're here, you're showing up, you're doing the thing, and like give yourself props for that, because that isn't easy, but it is worth it. And it's something to celebrate, like just showing up for yourself and showing up for this team and showing up on these calls, like celebrate that. So thank you guys so much for hopping on. I appreciate each and every one of you and seeing your faces. And I guess next week will be our goal setting call. Our goal setting call. Yay! So thank you guys so much. I will have this recording up later. I appreciate you all. Katie, your son is so cute.
Can you say hi, Joey?
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, Joey.
Thank you guys. Have a good Tuesday night.
Thank you. Good night.
Hi.
Good night.